Welcome to our show On the Spot, Sonny Liston. We appreciate you coming here for this interview, and as you know, this is the third time we have met before the television cameras.
Right. That's once more than me and Patterson met.
That's right. I'm glad I didn't meet you under the same circumstances. Sonny, before we actually start talking about Cassius Clay and other questions I have in mind, how about demonstrating before the television viewers some of the physical prowess that you have? Would you put your hand alongside of mine and let's see, boy, my hand there is lost. Oh. Tell me, when you turn your hand this way, what can you hold without any trouble?
I can pick up a basketball.
A whole basketball. So football would be easy, or anything along that size.
Yeah.
What about your reach? Could you demonstrate your reach for us if you want to? You can stand up. I know you've got a 7-foot reach, supposed to be the longest reach in the history of boxing.
Yeah.
Well, that is long.
I would think Cassius Clay's reach about the same.
Has Cassius got a 7-foot reach?
Mine might be a little longer than
One more thing before we get in Cassius Clay. What about doing this? All the boys like to see you do that. That's all muscle, isn't it? Isn't painted. Cassius, Sonny, what about the fight with you and Cassius Clay? What's going to happen there?
Well, I can say one thing. If they get the tickets for the theater 2 weeks early and go and sit in the movie, and when the fight starts, everybody be going out saying, well, he didn't keep us long, and they've been sitting there 2 weeks.
Well, just interpret that right down to cases. It can't end before the first round. There has to be something that happens. Now, you knocked out Patterson 2 minutes and 6 seconds the first time you met, and 2 minutes and 10 seconds the second time you met. Do you think that you'll dispose of Cassius Clay before that?
Well, a lot of people talking about, he's done all this talking. I think that he's done this talking to himself to trying to push himself in the ring with me.
Trying to get up to his nerve, huh? But would you care to predict, or do you think the fight will go beyond 1 round?
Well, I can say it won't go over 3.
Won't go over 3. What about all this talking that he's doing, these poems he's reciting? And he has one poem where he says he'll beat you in 8. Do those poems and all this talking disturb you in any way?
No, only thing would disturb me is if he'd be around for 8 rounds.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Is there any real hard feelings between you and Cassius Clay, personally?
Well, it isn't any with me. I know that it would be just like a guy coming in to stick you up. There's no hard feeling between you, but you got something he wants.
That's a very witty answer,
So
Sonny.
you couldn't feel mad at the guy. He's probably hard up, and you would like to keep what he come after.
That's right. Do you think all these antics and poems are going to help stimulate the biggest gate in the history of boxing? Is that one good benefit of all his talking?
Well, he been calling them right so far, except one, and everybody thinks that he's got it down pat.
He didn't call it right with Doug Jones.
No, I mean, at the press conference, he said at first he'll get him in 6, then he said he'd get him in 4. He said 6 and 4 is 10.
That's how he justified the fight going the limit. You once said that Cassius Clay should be arrested for impersonating a fighter, which I know is just a wisecrack of yours. You still feel that way?
Well, at the time, I couldn't say that because, you know, anytime 2 heavyweights meet, anything could happen. I mean, but I think I'm the best man, and I think that I'm going to prove to the public that he should be arrested. At least I'm going to try.
Well, now, in proving that, Sonny, I presume you're going to take this fight as serious as any fight you've ever had. You're going to go into serious training for it?
Well, I'm going to take this serious if I was fighting Joe Louis in his prime.
What are your plans for training? When do you go into heavy training for this fight?
Well, 2 days after Christmas.
December the 27th. Do you know where the fight will be held? It sounds like it's going to be held in Las Vegas.
Well, I just told Jack Nyland that whenever the price is right, it could be at Cassius Clay's house as long as the price is right.
You still walk in there with 2 television cameras if the price is right, huh? How much of a gate do you think the fight will actually draw, counting receipts from television, people at ringside, and motion picture rights?
Well, that's where a fighter loses a lot of fights. He worry about what's the gate going to draw and not keeping his mind on the fighting. So what's the never draw, that's, I guess I'll get my share.
But do you think it'll be the biggest gate money-wise in the history of fighting? That's what the sports writers seem to think and people that are talking about it.
Well, I hope so. I would like to see it be.
What do you plan to do after you fight Cassius Clay?
Well, I'm aiming to help him out with his palm so he can have a income, you know.
You want to see that he's taken care of first.
That's right.
But do you have anything in mind after you dispose of that little assignment for yourself, or aren't you looking that far ahead?
Well, I take one step at a time.